we have a record-breaking government, but for all of the wrong reasons. We have record housing prices. 15 years after Fianna Fáil generated the last property bubble, we have the same Celtic Tiger house prices at the moment. The price of a three-bedroom home is increasing by €100 every single day in this state. We have record rents. Rents are over €254 per month higher than they were at the Celtic Tiger times. And for people in their 20s and their 30s, they are paying a record share of the income that they have on accommodation. In real terms, their spending power is falling. We have also got record homelessness. Over 10,000 people in emergency accommodation, 3,000 of which are children. We have record hospital waiting lists. 1.3 million people are on health waiting lists in this state, and 100,000 of those are children. We have record A&E overcrowding, with patients in some hospitals waiting for 24 hours on average to access accident and emergency. And accidents in GP services are collapsing around the country. 400 GPs have emigrated from this state so far to Australia this year. It's absolutely incredible. And a constituent in my own constituency rang a doctor for a GP meeting and was told a date in September. And still, at the same time, we have the government closing down A&E and ICU capacities. Over 600 patients on trolleys in the middle of summer. University Hospital Limerick is like a war zone, and senior management in the health service are in open revolt against the Minister for Health. He has paused the closure of Navan A&E, and they are proceeding with it right now. We have record fuel prices in this state. Incredibly, the government are taking more in fuel taxes today than they did before the cost of living crisis itself. We have an incredible situation where we have 29% of the population at the moment in fuel poverty, and it's estimated that 40% of the population will be in fuel poverty by the time autumn comes. And we have semi-state companies, such as Electric Ireland, who are literally gouging citizens at the moment in terms of increasing prices for electricity and gas, while making profits of €679 million. And they're not the only semi-state company gouging citizens. The DAA is charging the highest airport car parking prices in Europe at the moment. And in the airports, we have people waiting for their luggage longer than the duration of their flights. Donna O'Connor arrived into Dublin Airport, could not locate her suitcase upon arrival, and her heart is broken as her luggage contained her parents' ashes. We have spiralling cost of living crisis. Ireland is one of the most expensive places to live in Europe, and people are literally lying awake at night time wondering what bill they're going to be able to pay. We had also one of the longest, most severe and most costly lockdowns in Europe, costing more than €30 billion to the citizens of the state. And the national debt, which nobody has discussed so far in this chamber, is one of the highest in the world at the moment, standing at €237 billion, at a time when interest rates internationally are about to take off. We've also got phenomenal government nepotism. Don't forget the selection of Catherine Sapone for an appointment that was supposed to be critical, and a year later that position is still open. Tony Holohan was selected for a secondment worth over €20 million in direct contravention of the government's own rules, and the government TDs have enjoyed the expenses, all expenses paid races gifted by the gambling lobby at the moment. With the leaking of the confidential documents by the Taoiseach, the leaking of the mother and baby home report, the plucking of Robert Watt's salary out of the air, the refusal to publish details on the selection of Martin Fraser for the job of the ambassador, the mushrooming of the capital costs of projects such as the Children's Hospital, the glacial rolling out of broadband, and government parties pretending to be charities while selling national draw tickets. We have the refusal to investigate 10,000 people who were moved from hospitals to nursing homes during COVID, many of whom were never tested, and we have nearly 300 women forced to go through the courts to get justice on cervical check after a promise by the Taoiseach that this would not happen.